Friday morning stretch class. Looks like the audio was a little bit all janky there. Um, Today, like I said in the description, we'll need a resistance band, towel, or a sweater. And then I have a pillow as well. And the pillow isn't necessary. It's more for if you have trouble kneeling to give yourself a little extra support. And also, as I said in the description, we're going to be mostly doing some ground stretches today. So we are just going to start with our good morning stretch. And I like to go with my arms in a Y here. And then just sort of gradually find my spot where my elbows are comfortably on the ground. And we're just trying to be as tall as possible as we lay, looking straight up. Taking a few deep breaths. I don't have the big screen hooked up today, but if you do type a comment, I still will be able to see it. All right. And then we will go into our figure four, and I'm going to show you how you can do this with your band. So I am going to put my band around my right leg here, underneath the thigh. I'm going to cross that over. I have the left side of the band in my left hand, and vice versa. And then I can just pull that right cross leg towards my chest by using the band, and then I don't have to really reach up and around my shoulders. I can just go in this position. Feel a stretch right through here. And if you want to get more of an intense stretch, you just pull that a little higher. Lift the band up a little bit more. And we'll switch sides. Now I'm putting the band around my left leg, and I can just lay flat the whole time, head nice and neutral on the ground. Cross the left leg over the right, bring the right leg up. I actually have this reversed. I should have this under my right leg. There we go. And then pull the right leg towards the chest there. You can get a similar result by doing it that first way. But a little bit better here. So that was a little bit backwards. That's okay. We all have those little bit of moments of confusion time after time. Stretch by bringing that band up a little bit higher. Okay, we can relax there. So we're going to put the band around our right foot now, around the base of the right foot. Left leg is straight, and then I'm just going to point my toe towards my shin and lift up. And we're going to move through this one today. We're not doing such a static stretch. See if you can lift a little bit higher each time, and then maybe you'll find sort of where your end range of motion is. Keep that leg straight the whole time. Use that band to assist you. And then we'll go to the outside. Keeping the hips and the shoulders on the ground as we go to the outside. And then we'll cross over. And this one, we will hold. It's a little awkward moving through this one. You know what? Let's move through it anyway. It's a little bit awkward, but it's okay. So I just cross my leg over. I bring my right leg over to my left side. And while I do that, my right hip is coming off the ground. My right shoulder should be staying on the ground. So right hip's okay, right shoulder try to stay. Do one more. Awesome. We'll switch sides. Left leg in the band. Point the toe towards the shin. And we'll just raise that up. Feeling the stretch in the hamstring, maybe the calf. Getting some movement through our stretch. It's a little bit more dynamic, less static here. Which I'm always more of a fan of anyways. For the outside, both hips and shoulders stay on the ground throughout this full movement here. Adjust if you need to. When you're using before you use your resistance band, it's always important to check for rips, for little nicks. And we're going to go over now. Remember, hips can come off, shoulder stays on. Or little tears because, I don't care who you are, if you're in this position and the band snaps on you, it's going to hurt. So always safety first, inspect your equipment, make sure you're staying safe. And one more here. Awesome. So we still are going to use the band, and an area a lot of people have trouble stretching, or they do the stretch incorrectly, or they have a hard time doing the stretch because of balance, is the quad stretch. So you can actually do the quad stretch laying down with a band. If I get the band, I'm going to go with my left foot here. I get the band around my left foot, and then I lie on my side, bringing the band to my shoulder, and I like to make sure that I can, like if you do it sort of reversed here, where you get it over the top of the foot, then it's a little easier to sort of get into that position, allow the heel to go towards the butt, and then I'm all in line too while I'm stretching that calf. Knees on top of the other knee there. Make sure you're okay there. And I'm getting a stretch lying comfortably, right? And we'll switch sides. Some people are a little bit more comfortable getting the band around their ankle instead. So I'll sort of show you what it looks like from the back here as I do the right side. Band goes over the shoulder, lying on my side, bringing the heel to the butt. And just making sure everything is in line here with my knees. Sort of raise it up if you want, just sort of feel things out a little bit. Add a little bit of movement to that stretch, to that movement. But a great way, nonetheless, to add that quad stretch if you're already on the ground, if you're already using the band, to your routine. Heels together, go to our butterfly stretch. So, or bottom, heels together, and then just try to bring the heels as close as you can to the center of your body. I like to hinge forward a little bit. Some people like to use their elbows to push down on their knees. I find the hinge forward is enough for me. If you're tall with long femurs like myself, this stretch is extremely difficult to do. But I still, I get to the position, I set up just like everybody else, and I feel a stretch in my hip adductors, and that's what we're looking for. Well, these last two we haven't done before, so if you ever have any questions, and if you're doing it right or you're feeling it where you should be feeling it, just send me a message, leave a comment, and I'll be happy to go through that with you. And we'll go into our child's pose and our cat to cow. Our next three exercises are kneeling, so if you want to use your pillow to kneel on, you're more than welcome to. But I just go into my child's pose pretty much like normal here. From this position, pushing my hips back. If you want to add a little bit of mobility or a little bit of dynamicness to it, you can go from your child's pose to your cobra, where legs are extended behind me, pushing my hips into the ground, lifting up my chest, and then on my breath, pushing my hips back into that child's pose while reaching forward. Or you can just hold one of the two, just to add a little bit more movement to it, right? Because static stretches are great. Do not get me wrong. But sometimes when you're sitting all day or you're doing the same sort of task all day, it's nice to get movement in. Less so, you go from sitting still to now you're standing, holding something still. Again, static stretches are still great for providing relief to tense muscles, but maybe you just want a little bit of movement in. So you do things like this. We'll go into our cat to cow next. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I like to stack so I'm on my toes, and then push. Arch the spine, tuck the chin. Breathe in, neutral spine, neutral chin. Just keep moving through that. We'll go to our half kneel hip flexor, and this is more the one where you would want, because we're only on one knee here. My right knee is down, left leg is forward. I'm going to bring my right arm up in line with my ear, push my hips forward, creating that stretch in the hip flexor and the torso. Again, we can move through this one too, right? Where I push my hips back, bring my arms up, bring my arms down, and then push my hips forward, bring my arms up, I should say. And this is getting a little bit more of a dynamic movement in and less of a static stretch. I find dynamic movements are easier too, because I can say that's number 4, and there's 5, and then I can do 5 on the other side as well. We'll hold this for a little bit just so that we're relatively even, and then we'll do our 5 sort of dynamic half kneel hip flexor stretch. When we do this, we get both the shortening and stretching of the muscle. That's 5 there. Sometimes I can't count. So we're standing for the rest of the time with 2 static stretches. We have our door frame stretch. Palm is up. Arm is just below shoulder height. Twisting to the top. Done this one 1,002 times. But that's only because it's such a good stretch and it's so important to stretch out this chest and shoulder area. I go palm up because I get a little bit more of a stretch in my biceps as well, which are also tight in a lot of people, especially a lot of people who exercise frequently. And we'll switch sides. I block out that bright light a little bit. See sort of my silhouette of where my arm is. But you know, if you have like a door frame that you can walk into, if I walk out there, I'm going into 2 feet of snow. If you have a door frame you can walk out of, you can do both at the same time, very efficient. Get that chest up. One deep breath in. Out. And we'll go finish off with our upper trap neck stretch. So for this, make sure I won't cut off my head. Right here, right shoulder. Grab the left arm behind the back. Gently tug down. Didn't say tug, pull. Gently pull down. And we don't hold this stretch too long, so we'll switch sides. Left ear to left shoulder, pulling the right arm down ever so gently. Try to see how we're doing on time there. Regardless, shake it out. Maybe get a couple twists in here. We are done. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed that stretch. As always, questions, comments, concerns. Feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. I'm always happy to respond, always happy to hear from you. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.